shooting channel, and welcome back to another one. It's not one of my normal gun reviews. I've picked three guns that I believe is three of the top selling guns this year, but also for the last 2 or 3 years. And I've seen lots of people do reviews on these guns and compare them with other guns, and they kind of forget what they actually are. So I'm going to go through each gun and I'm going to say why I feel they are good for the client that they are aimed at. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the Blaser F16. This particular one is a grade 4 adjustable comb sporting gun. This particular model is just over 5 grand, but the Blaser F16 model does start at just under £3,000. And the biggest thing I'm going to find with this is there's a lot of women and youngsters that like the Blaser F16. And the reason why is I feel, and I've had, even my wife actually likes the F16 over the top of the Beretta or the Browning, is because the handling of the gun is just, they're still a sporting gun, but they handle really nice and smooth. They're quite light, but that is what makes them what they are. Is a lot of people, if you've got somebody that, like a lady or a young lad that hasn't got a lot of strength, but they want a sporting gun, I think the F16 is a really, really good gun for that purpose. I've then got the XS Pro. Now, I believe this XS Pro is the best competition gun on the market. And the reason why I believe that is because it is the only competition gun that retails at just over £4,000, but they have stock weights, barrel weights, external chokes. They have all the different triggers come with them. They have the different pads. If you're looking at something like a Krieghoff or maybe a Blaser F3 or a top-end Beretta competition gun, you're looking at £8,000 to £10,000. So that's why I believe that this is a massive seller in the UK. It's not just because it's good and the gun is good, the balance of it as well. They're quite heavy, so if you're looking for a gun that's solid, they're quite heavy, but it's the cost. And I really believe you can pick one of these up. Again, they retail generally at just over £4,000. You can generally find these in local shooting schools or gun shops at under £4,000. So that is why I tend to believe this is different to the F16. It's a bit more solid and it's heavy, whereas the F16 is lighter. But it is a good all-round gun for the price range. And then the other gun I am going to think, again, we all know that my love of the MK38s, and the MK38 came from the original trap gun. And the MK38 was first brought out as a trap gun. This is probably the gun that's off the shelf that's won more world and European titles than any other gun. The only thing I would say, I think this is a fantastic value for money gun. I just think it's quite heavy. Out of the three of these guns, it is the heaviest gun. Again, something I like because I like heavy guns. But again, I took a client out with one of these the other day because he absolutely loved Miroku's. But I suggested that he went for something else, like a Browning 525 or something like that, or the MK60, because it was slightly lighter. But again, you can't knock them for that because they are based on a trap gun and they do a job, and they are heavy, and that's the general gist. They come with their solid recoil pad. They've got adjustable trigger. They come with T-chokes. So they come with pretty much everything you can, everything you can get, but they're just a different gun altogether. So now I'm going to shoot each gun, and I'm going to just talk you through each gun of why I like it and why I feel they are the top selling gun in the UK. And they're all top selling for a different purpose. So I'm going to put my earphones on. And I'm going to start with the F16. The F16, again, this is probably the light. I wouldn't say it's light. It's just, from my point of view, it just balances different. So if you want a gun and you're not particularly strong, I believe look at the F16. So I'm just going to shoot 3 pairs with each gun, and then I'm going to talk about each gun. Pull. Pull. And I'm using Express 24 grams cartridges. So I'm not using a thumpy cartridge, but I'm not using a light cartridge. Pull. So that's the F16. I'm going to say no recoil. Balances quite well, not particularly heavy, not barrel heavy. Kind of balances a little bit more back here. So I think that is a really, really good tick in the box. I'm going to be honest, if anyone is thinking of buying a gun like this, I'm completely honest, don't go to your local gun shop, find your local shooting school and go and try these guns with the experts within your shooting school. That is the best way of buying a gun like this. And then you can try them, you can look at different guns and you can see what fits you. So if anyone wants any information of where they can find their local shooting school, please email us or comment below and we will find the best shooting school for you across the country. But remember, don't go to your local gun shop, go to your shooting school, and that is a good way of buying your gun. Pull. 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 And that is the Browning, again heavier than the Blaser, but it's still, again, this is something I prefer because I like a heavy gun, which is why I like the XS so much. They've all got plenty of height in the comb. These two have got adjustable combs. And then you've got the Miroku. The Miroku is the cheapest out of the lot. So the Miroku is just under £2,000 retail. So again, hasn't got an adjustable comb, but comes as standard with very high comb. Pull. 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 Again, I tend to feel recoil wise, there's none on all 3 of them. Very little recoil, that's because the weight and the balances are right. I tend to feel this is the heaviest. This tends to be, they all tend to balance on the hinge pin, which I will pick up each one and I'll show you. But comment below, what do you think is the best selling guns? I don't believe that, yes, you might find there are other top selling guns out there, but hopefully I've justified why I feel these are good, because you've got something in all of them. You've got 3 big competition guns. You've got £3,000 to £5,000. You've got just under 4, and you've got just under 2. So you've got something in all these guns for everyone out there. So again, comment below if you agree with what I say. I think these 3 guns are probably the top 3 guns of the last couple of years. So I'd love to hear your comments. The Blaser F16, the XS Pro, and the MK38. I feel are 3 absolutely fantastic guns, value for money. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you feel and why. Do you agree with why I think these guns are good on the market? Because the main thing is they're priced right and they've got the kit. Again, if you want a competition gun and you want to go for Prazzi, Krieghoff, top-end Beretta, they're going to cost you £8,000 to £10,000, whereas these will cost you under 5 grand, under 2 grand if you want the Miroku. I hope you've enjoyed this programme. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us to give you content like this. Thank you for watching, and comment below on anything you think is right or wrong in this film. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.